Hey, it's DJ Wolf here. On a rainy Monday, I think it's the 15th of April 2018. Excuse me. Wanted to talk briefly about what I was talking about last night and add a couple of other things to it. For those of you that don't know, last night I did a 1 hour podcast talking about the black church and my origins of it and how it affected me from 1979 on up to today, when I actually first joined the Baptist church. I was actually Methodist before I became a Baptist. Years when I was younger. It's pretty much the same principle, but it's a different tone in the Baptist church versus the Methodist church. Methodist church is more like a little bit more on the Catholic side, whereas the Baptist is more on the holiness side a little bit. Now, what I wanted to say was that you have a lot of our people, which is, I think, is part of the reason why we have issues in our community, because we so heavily rely on it all being about let God do the work and you sit there and do the rest, which is not much, without putting any work into it at all. You know, and that's one of our biggest issues. We allowed to just say, because I knew I had my sister-in-law's boyfriend did that one time. He was talking about getting a car. He said, if God will me to have a car, I have a car. But yet, the whole time during their relationship, he did no work. He did zero work to make that effort happen. You know, never went to church. That's another whole story, but nevertheless, he never put the work in that he should have put work in to help out his family. He didn't. For the most part, he's a complete bum. And I think a lot of us, when we want to we use God as an excuse not to do any work. I've seen it happen. Like I was talking about the episode of My 600-Pound Life about 2 weeks ago, where this big Oompa Loompa 600-plus pound girl, I think she's about 700 pounds actually. But anyway, she's about close to 700 pounds. She actually was over 700 pounds. And for months, she was supposed to be working on the weight loss program. But no one forced her to do it. I mean, no one actually, was trying to convince her to do it. Not even her own husband. You know, he was such a simp, it wasn't even funny. At one point, he even lied for her ass, sneaking food into the hospital and telling Dr. Now, that was mine. That was my food. That wasn't her. That was mine. That was my pizza. And I'm thinking, if it was your pizza, you stupid fuck, why the hell would you be bringing the pizza in the damn hospital where your wife is supposed to be losing weight and eating in front of her? That's why I know he was lying. Because she was eating it too. And she kept missing appointments. And she missed 2 more appointments, and Dr. Nasser confronted her over the phone. And you know what her ass kept saying? God got my back. You know anything about God? God got my back. Really? Just using God as an excuse for you not to do work. Oh, you got all the faith in him, but you ain't putting no work in it. That's what be pissing me off sometimes. Like, how you gonna have this faith about God and don't put zero work into the matter? No work at all. None. She kept on eating and eating and eating. I was like, this girl have no clue what she's doing to herself or what she about to do. And she was the first one to always, every time she had a problem, when she had cramps or she was having chest pains or whatever, who did she call? Dr. Now. She refused to put any work into trying to make herself better. Because work and faith equals progress. Trust me, I'm living proof of that. I will say that. You know, it's what kept me going. You gotta put the work in. That's the bottom line. She put no effort. And a lot of us do that. A lot of us tend to sit there and put all the faith in Jesus and all of that, and don't put the work in to make the effort happen. Because usually what you do when working faith and prayer works together, when you actually pray on it and you actually have faith that's going to work out, and you put the work in to coexist to make it happen. You know, that's usually what happens to me. I usually try to pray on it and work on it. You know, it's a combination of the two. But some of us just want to just pray and that's it. Now, like, I had a short conversation with my son last night, and basically he was right. He hit it right on the head. He said, "Look, it's a combination of the two. You got to be able to do both. You know, it's fruitless to sit there and pray on something unless it's something that's beyond your control," which makes a lot of sense. And he was very wise about telling that, because that's true. There's no way you can sit there and pray on something and pray on it, and when you have the opportunity to put the work in it, don't put the work in. But like he said, unless it's something beyond your control that you don't have any control of, then that's when you use prayer. I mean, and then that's when you have to put your faith in God, your total faith in God, because it's beyond the work for you to do. It's in God's hand at that point, depending on the situation. But like I said, it depends on the circumstance. Well, in the case of a young girl, she could have put the work in if she wanted to. Well, a lot of us just have a tendency of just saying, "I leave it to God," and don't want to do any work. You know, I prayed for a job, but no one's called me. Did you do any work to make sure somebody called you? No. Did you take those extra courses to make sure you can get trained up? No. Didn't do any of it, did you? But yet, God want me to do it, I do it. That's the mentality. Some of y'all black people don't even take it seriously when you do go to church. You know. But getting back to part of what I talked about last night, I want to say that sometimes I feel I get a little bit more out of studying the book on my own than actually relying on just the church to teach me. Because if you rely on just the church to teach you about Bible studies and principles, you're never going to learn anything. You won't. That's a fact. I'm sleepy this morning. I'm ready to go back to sleep. You know. And it's just how it be sometimes. It's just how it be. Well, I'm going to do another story, a story I didn't actually do, but I'm going to talk about it. I actually combined it with the story about the 14-year-old boy who was shot at in the Detroit suburb this past week, with a story regarding the two young men who got arrested in Philadelphia at Starbucks just for being at Starbucks. That's the one I'm going to talk a little bit about. Everybody's been doing that story over the weekend. I think a lot of people are listening to me because I did both of those stories back to back. And everybody will start talking about it right behind me. So, this is DJ Wolf. I got more to say in another upcoming podcast. I'll talk to you later. I'm out.